Hey, Brandon Odoi, footballhotbed.com. Welcome you to the first day of Miami Hurricanes football camp here with our senior writer, JT Wilcox. Hey, JT, first day, lots of excitement, but everybody wants to know who's going to be the quarterback of this Hurricanes team.
Well, that's the thing. Everybody, first of all, welcome everybody in. It is a hotbed world. Glad to be joining you here on campus. First day of fall camp just ended. And to answer your question there, B, all eyes are on N'Kosi Perry. You can go online right now, footballhotbed.com. Our first edition of our Canes notebook from today's practice is up there. Everybody was looking at N'Kosi Perry. He's wearing number 5 on the roster this year, so that's something that changed.
5, not 7.
5, not 7. So he's wearing number 5. We have some great photos, some great insight in there. Looked pretty good. Spoke with Coach Rick after practice. He said there were a few ups and downs, some fumble snaps. Same thing that Chris Herndon said about Perry today, but it's the first day. He's a freshman. He's not going to win the job or lose the job today. He still has a long way to go, but all eyes were definitely on N'Kosi.
Yeah, absolutely. All eyes were on N'Kosi, and we know he's going to have some packages. JT, what did you see during the media viewing period? And just to give you guys an understanding, when you're covering the Miami Hurricanes, first day of camp is so important because it's usually the day that you get to see the most. JT, you were here for us. What did you see?
Well, speaking of N'Kosi, he looked a little lean. I mean, he's put on some significant and noticeable amount of weight since coming out of high school, and just a short period of time from graduation to being here on campus. He was here during the summer, and you can see he's put on some weight, but he's still a little bit on the lean side, so I know they want to probably throw another 10, maybe 15 pounds on him, which they'll continue to work on because, again, he just got here. Another thing we noticed today, Mark Walton still looks great. He's a #1 guy. He will be the offensive bell cow for this University of Miami football team. So Mike Irvin looked a little lethargic today. Coach Rick confirmed.
He just rolled by us while we were taping this, and he had a mask on. So, probably some kind of a bug.
Right, probably looked a little lethargic. They were saying, hey, Mike, come on, get up, Mike. Don't bend down, Mike. So, and Coach Rick said after practice that it's something that they were going to see what was going on there with him. Like Brandon said, could have been some sort of flu, some sort of bug that was plaguing him today. Another thing, Mike Harley and Jeff Thomas, I don't know if this was by design by Coach Dugans or if they just created a natural bond. The two of them were paired together. You're talking about two speedsters that the University of Miami will be looking a lot from those two young guys to add to that wide receiver core. And that's just a couple of things we saw today.
Just a lot to take in here. You know, Coach Rick was the veteran that he is after practice in his comments. What did you take away from Coach and just what he had to say about the first day?
Well, Coach Rick is always going to massage it, and he's going to make it be what he wants it to be as far as what the narrative is. Of course, he said it's the first day. The veterans look good, which they should. And we saw that during the media viewing period. Chad Thomas, one of the veterans on that defense, seemed to be taking on the leadership role. Saw him talking to some of the young guys during drills, motivating, encouraging them to, do what they're supposed to be doing. And that's a good thing. A lot of young guys that were out there participating. Saw DJ Williams look very good in his uniform, looked pretty good in the drill.
Big guy.
Very big guy.
From Southern California. UCLA's just got to be kicking themselves.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, you see him, he looks like a football player. Another one, DeAndre Wilder from Miami Carroll City. The Chiefs, they have one here. He's wearing number 11.
Candy.
Exactly, eye candy. He still looks the part of that. So, and you saw those young guys kind of mixing in with the veterans, which is what you always want to see. Every coach wants to have that veteran group, but they also want to have that lifeblood, those young guys that come in that's going to build up your program going forward. And we saw that today. So Coach Rick said we saw the veterans lead, saw the young guys make their mistakes, which you expect. But the excitement, the buzz is here. Everybody should be happy if you like orange and gray.
Absolutely. The buzz is definitely here. First day of training camp. Tune in to footballhotbed.com. JT's notebook will be there. They'll be updated with some quotes. We got some great pictures on our Facebook page right now. We've been tweeting some things out and kind of getting excited. And everybody wants to know what the new guys are doing, so we got information about all the newcomers, particularly the transfers. They looked good, particularly the defensive back out of the Citadel. I mean,
Delaney.
This guy looks the part, wearing number 6. They're going to need him in that defensive secondary because that front 7 is who we think they are. I think they're going to struggle with potentially some depth, particularly at the tackle spot. Some guys have to step up. Gerald Willis, the transfer, we'll see what he's all about this year. He gets a chance to be on the field and do his thing if he can get over some of the issues that he's had. And,
once he comes back,
you
right?
know,
But you look at R.J. McIntosh and Kendrick
looks
Norton.
the part.
Those are your guys. Those are your #1 guys. They're used to playing high snaps. They appear to be in line to play high snaps again this season. So, again, with those two in the middle, they should be fine.
Let's talk about a little bit. Right before camp, Ryan Mays departs the program. We literally were having a phone conversation about this guy. And then the next day, he departs the program. You wrote a story about it on footballhotbed.com. Tell us what you know.
Well, Ryan Mays is a guy brought in by Coach Al Golden. He was a part of that recruiting class 2014,
sure,
I believe it was. And just never really could climb up the depth chart. I mean,
probably one of the most underperforming classes here recently that's probably on campus right now.
Right, and the jury is still out. Obviously, they still have some guys that are still here in the program. You look at Mike Smith, who's another one who recently made a transition to doing playing a little
Mike
fullback.
Smith, Anthony Moten, those kind of guys. You know, the kid Perry from West Palm. I mean, all those guys were in that class. We still haven't really heard too much about it. There goes Mike Irvin again. He looks to be okay. Just so everybody's wondering, but
right, yeah. So, but Ryan Mays leaving. I mean, it doesn't necessarily hurt the University of Miami defensive back room, like you just brought up D. Delaney. They have Javonte Dean, who's one of the top cornerback coming from the JUCO level, coming out of South Dade High School, right here in South Florida. So they're going to be fine. I mean, they still have Malik Young, who's flashed as a freshman, had a great spring,
and
is coming into the fall this year as a sophomore, as somebody that should definitely contribute, as well as Michael Jackson. You know, so they're fine there with the depth. And Trajan Bandy, we can't forget Trajan Bandy, the true freshman from Christopher Columbus.
Writing was probably on the wall for Mays, like, hey,
exactly.
I haven't played yet. Better guys are in. Probably not going to play.
Exactly. It was just a pure numbers game with Mays' departure. Wish him the best of luck wherever he lands.
Which is strange because, as we just noted, he's in the media guide. So they anticipated him being here, and so that's kind of interesting.
It is, but again, wish him the best of luck wherever he goes. The kid can definitely play football. He has the size, and obviously you play in South Florida, coming at Dr. Crop to Miami Northwestern,
sure,
he can play. It's just a matter of where he's going to get the best opportunity.
So questions that still remain: who's going to play quarterback? It'll be about the 13th or so practice before that starts being shaken out. Coach Rick talked about that today. Practice 1 through 12 installs. They're really just going to get the playbook in. So expect that to continue to evolve. 29 practices overall here at Canes Camp, and we'll be all over it. Brandon Odoi, JT Wilcox, Football Hotbed. It's a hotbed world. Hey, listen, we're going to be here all camp long. We're looking forward to everything. JT, your final words.
Hey, if you're a Miami Hurricanes fan, you can't help but be optimistic right now. So definitely follow along with this team. Follow along with them right here on footballhotbed.com. We'll be there every step of the way, and it's a hotbed world.
It's a hotbed world.